In Atlanta, Georgia, the housing market this year has been a whirlwind for many people trying to buy and sell their homes. For buyers, it's been a very difficult time to win multiple offer situations or even find homes that they like. And for sellers, it's been absolutely amazing as they literally name the price they want for their home. With so many people trying to buy, it's not uncommon to see 10 to 20 offers on a single home. But now that interest rates are going up, we'll soon see less people able to afford a mortgage. So the big question is, how long can this last, and should we be expecting a market crash? What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Victor, I'm a local real estate agent here in Georgia, and I put out weekly videos all about what it's like to live in Atlanta, Georgia, and the surrounding cities. If you're thinking about moving to Atlanta or just want to know what it's like to live here, feel free to call, text me, email me anytime. I'm more than happy to help. I'm so thankful for everyone who has reached out to me asking me about living in Atlanta. My favorite thing to do in the world is help people get acquainted with my hometown. Right now, let's talk about a market update for March 2022. Some quick news about the real estate market here in Atlanta. Then we're going to talk about interest rates and the housing market as we try to determine if the market is heading for a crash. One of the suburbs that we regularly talk about on this channel is Marietta, which is in Cobb County, and something super interesting is happening in Cobb County. There's been 4 new cities proposed. East Cobb, which we talk a lot about here on the channel, Lost Mountain, Mableton, and Vinings. These areas are already part of Cobb County, but want to become their own individual city. If you're thinking about moving to this part of Metro Atlanta, you may want to keep in mind where you're focusing your home search. The proposed East Cobb City is located on the eastmost portion of Marietta, and Mableton is in the southern end of Cobb. Lost Mountain would be located in the westmost part of Cobb County. Most of this area is considered Kennesaw, and it's a bit more rural than, say, Marietta. As you go farther out from the city of Atlanta, the suburbs become less densely populated. Also, as you go into these areas, you can typically find more home for your money. This is a great strategy if you are searching for a home in Metro Atlanta, as the competition for housing is less the farther out that you go. And then Vinings is located right by Interstate 285 and is the closest city to Atlanta. Because of its proximity to Atlanta, Vinings is a great option for anyone wanting to live outside of the city but still have easy access. This is a popular area to live for many young people who are just starting out their careers, but the schools in this area are not great, so it's not super common for people with young kids to live in this area. New cities in Georgia is really not that unusual. In fact, in Fulton County, Johns Creek, and Milton recently became cities in 2006. This really helps out a lot for the resources that are allocated specifically to those cities. One of the biggest factors that's increasing the amount of buyers looking for a home is the interest rates. If we take a look back a couple of years, we'll see that interest rates really took a big downward turn in April of 2020, which is right around the same time that the housing market saw a ton more buyers and a lot more competition for the homes that are for sale. For the last year, interest rates have been kind of creeping up slowly, but starting in January of this year, they've been increasing much faster. In January, interest rates were around 3.2%, then February they went up to 3.5%. Now they're around 3.9%. The biggest factor that determines interest rates is the Federal Reserve. Back in January of this year, the Fed announced that they would be raising interest rates throughout the year. One of the reasons for this was to try to avoid a market crash in industries like real estate. Not only did they raise rates in January, but many people believe that the Fed will continue to raise rates for the rest of the year. The Federal Reserve is actually scheduled to meet again in March, and we'll get another really good indicator on which direction the interest rates will be going. This is obviously super important if you are thinking about buying a home anytime soon, because the sooner that you lock your interest rate, the less you'll be paying in interest for the next 30 years. Let's assume you're taking out a $500,000 mortgage. With an interest rate of 3.9, you would pay $348,000 in interest over the life of the loan. But say the rate goes up and you lock your interest rate at 4.3%. You'd be then paying $390,000 in interest. That small difference in interest rate adds up to a $40,000 difference. So will this increase in interest rate actually help us avoid a market crash? Let's find out. If you've been looking to buy a new home lately, it's super obvious that there just aren't any homes for sale. And this is the other factor that's leading to the housing crisis. What we're seeing here in Atlanta is that most homes will go on the market on Thursday or Friday and have a bunch of showings during the weekend, and then by Sunday evening have multiple offers for the seller to choose from, including offers that are well over the list price. Last month in Atlanta, there were 425 homes sold, compared to the previous month when there was only 370 homes sold. This is certainly trending in the right direction, and I believe we'll see even more homes sold this month. It's a promising sign that the amount of homes sold increased from last month, but when we compare these numbers to last year, we're still a little bit behind. Based on trends from previous years, I would expect at least 500 homes sold in the month of March for the city of Atlanta. The average number of days a home is on the market before accepting an offer is called days on market. We use this number to determine how much buyer demand there is for homes. Last month, the average number of days on market for homes in Atlanta was 11 days. Compare that to last year in February, when the average number of days on market was 15. While the current average is 11 days, keep in mind that this includes homes that aren't move-in ready. Typically, when a home in Atlanta is being sold move-in ready, it only lasts about 2 or 3 days on the market. One reason many people don't want to sell their home right now is because they're worried about their ability to find their next home, and rightfully so. Something that we do to try to alleviate this problem is to close on the home that you're selling and then ask the buyer to allow you to live in the home while you're looking for your next home. You would be surprised at how many buyers would allow that, especially if it meant that their offer would be accepted among all of the offers that are received. So we have record high demand for homes and a record low supply of homes for sale. This really has been one of the most difficult times to buy a home. There are so many people who are wanting to buy and so many offers made on each home for sale. Fortunately, there are many things that we do here at Living in Atlanta to help buyers get an advantage over the competition. First, before you make an offer on a home, you want to make sure that your loan has gone through an underwriter and not just a loan officer. This will give you a huge advantage over buyers who are shopping for a home with just a simple pre-approval. Next, offering to cover the difference if the home appraises for less than the offer price will assure the seller that you are serious about buying the home. And lastly, offering to close when it is most convenient for the seller can go a long way and possibly persuade the seller to choose your offer. I think if we continue to navigate these difficult scenarios, we'll see interest rates climb high enough where the demand for homes is closer to the amount of homes that are for sale. If we can get to a place where supply and demand are equal, the housing market will be a lot more stable and less likely to crash. Also, if you're thinking about moving to Atlanta, there are a few things that you really need to keep in mind. Click on this video so that you don't miss any of them.